From a super secret location deep within the mountains of Colorado, it's time to strap up, strap in, or strap on with your host, Shenanigans in One Shot. It's From the Ashes Radio!
Come on, camera. All right, we can do this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to From the Ashes. I'm not sure why. Now the
What did you do?
camera's
We're
not,
down there.
but we're not here.
This is what happens when you mess with things, and this is why we're folks. If you can hear us, we are currently interviewing a producer for the show,
And it's
and you
working.
can see why.
And he's doing great.
Yeah, nothing to do with what's going on. I just said 2 seconds ago, like when you see the 5 biggest things are just completely effed with the show, tell us and help us fix it.
Why would it worked a second ago and now the camera is not working? See, now they can hear us, but the camera is not doing the camera thing. And I wonder why it's not doing the camera thing. We can see us here.
Is it plugged in?
And
There's something unplugged over
no, that's intentionally unplugged because we have.
I love that he's like, you see something's unplugged over there. This isn't rocket science.
Is it not stop camera?
there. No, that is the camera cord.
It should be. Why isn't it doing the things that it needs to do? This is why we need a new producer because it just sometimes
We made
decides.
it 2 years without.
I know, and now it's it doesn't want to play anymore. I wonder why. What am I doing incorrectly here?
That's the camera.
It's that one is unplugged though, Joe. But I'm not sure. We're using the one on the laptop intentionally. What?
Yeah, you clear that up. We use a laptop one because we can't figure out that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Exit solo layout. That's the one we want. Add to the stage. Why isn't this? My whole life right here. Everything should be working the way it's supposed to. Camera. That's right. And well,
Holy moly, you figured it out.
I figured something out. Let's see. All right. Well, I guess we're there now. All right. I'm not touching any more buttons.
Folks, it is.
Welcome to From the
4
Ashes.
minutes after. Welcome to From the Ashes.
And now you know why we're getting ourselves a new producer. So what you can't see, ladies and gentlemen, is off camera right now is
There's a guy.
there's a guy. And potentially is
We
going to
should
be
check and see what he identifies as, sir.
yeah, that's true. He is a
Guy.
former Marine. We're gonna go with he's nodding, so we're gonna go with guy.
Dude, I'm gonna literally have to study. If we have a Navy guy on the show regularly producing the show, I'm just studying. Fucking more things, man. He's heard all my new material.
He just
Please
walked
say
in.
more.
He just walked in and he's like, maybe I don't need this job that badly. I can volunteer with any veteran organization. And maybe
Why the fuck did I do that?
yeah.
It's because you will have the gratification of feeling needed.
You're desperately needed.
Limited shit too.
He's looking at our abortion of fucking cables on the table in front of him going,
So somehow
what the
we're
fuck?
successful and people listen to us. It's because of the guests.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly, yeah. It's because we have great guests.
Oh my goodness.
Happy.
How was your week, sir?
My week was fucking awesome because you were in it for most of it.
I wasn't in the week all week.
I know. So, are we going to talk about last night?
That sounded fuck that. Joe was even there. Our interviewing producer is named Joe.
Yeah.
We'll just leave it. We'll just say Joe.
You'll just say,
And it's funny because we know so many fucking Joes.
yeah. The other
listeners,
Joes are
are
going.
not going to know which
Ooh.
one. They're like,
Which
one
Joe is it?
Which one are they using?
Is they-
One of them fit in the producer. The only one that actually fits in correctly is the one that's sitting there.
Does this not show you that we have listeners from around the country?
No.
No? I mean, we have listeners from New Hampshire, dude. We're in Colorado, and we have listeners tuning in from like fucking New Hampshire, California. I mean, we live. One of our favorite listeners, Brady, California.
Well, you know,
Our
no, you
other
know what gets
high-
me?
Got it.
Is
What?
when like, because we record and we have like a regular group that's here with us.
Yeah.
He knows this, you know this, I know this. They don't know this. But our regular group that like records live is not our listening base whatsoever.
No.
It's like our friends and family that does the show with us. And then, you know, the thousands of people with a comma kind of thousands.
Well, and then the-
actually listen.
Well, and then the rebroadcast on WTF
WTF.
Nation and Heroes Media Group and all the other groups and whatnot that rebroadcast. And
So again, we would like to have more put together. to work more with the quality of our guests.
it's very,
Man.
very, very. Michael King is here. Thank you, Michael King. We're glad you're here. That's the other thing is with this is you can see everybody who's listening. It's kind of fucking
So
awesome.
what he brought up, and we kind of went off for a minute, is we even had that conversation. I called Rod today and I go, bro, we say it all the fucking
Bro.
time, but there is nobody in the world that will hate on, judge,
Give
piss all
shit to.
over,
Mm.
talk shit about another veteran besides another veteran. Nobody will do it worse than another veteran. It ain't fucking Democrats. It's our own fucking people. Sorry.
we eat our own young.
It's not whatever you think it is. It's not this political group. It's not that political group. It's not the
Jimmy
fucking
Dean.
war hating hippies. It's our own fucking people, bro.
Yep.
Fuck those guys.
We chew our own up.
All the
It's true.
time.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter what we're doing. Like they'll find a way. We'll find a way to like literally ridicule the fuck out of anything when we should be doing the opposite.
Yeah.
Like no matter how big of a shit show is going on, we should be a positive influence on that
And then
to
you
the
get
best of our ability.
why somebody won't speak up. Why one of us won't fucking talk about when they're having a hard time because
Yeah, because
of those conversations like we had last night.
uh,
I went to VFW Post 1. Did you know they don't even have a fucking bar there? I can't get a
No,
fucking
they
beer.
don't. Did you know?
No,
Fucking-
they don't.
it's not the sobriety high thing. It's that we know this. There's not a veteran out there that doesn't have another veteran friend that isn't literally killing themselves with booze. I have a very close friend, literally kidney failure, liver failure last year, 2024, sitting in the doctor's office with another one of our veteran friends and his family. They're like, bro, you quit drinking right now today, you might live a little bit longer. You fucking keep this up, you're dead. Guess what? 90 days, motherfucker, you're dead. So yeah, the fucking alcoholism, opioid epidemic, all these different things are killing us. Maybe more than fucking veteran suicide, but we take that, we talk about it like we take veteran suicide seriously. We don't necessarily take it seriously. We talk about the subject like it's serious, but it's talking about the subject like, oh, Jesus, that really happens? Yeah, fucker. Like, what are you doing to keep yourself alive and not fucking suck start a shotgun? And what are you doing to keep your buddy alive and not suck start a shotgun?
Mhm.
You know, the glory of taking a squad downrange and bringing everybody back is something we hear bragging about all the time. I brought my fucking guys back.
Yep. You get a fucking award for it, and you should.
Lots of people. I'm one of them. I'll
Mhm.
tell you, I've never not brought a guy back. A lot of dead friends, they weren't underneath me when they fucking died.
Mhm.
Okay. Now I should be bragging just as much as a civilian or as a veteran about saving the other veterans around me now, today. It's just as fucking important. There's
Agreed.
no fucking difference whatsoever. I should brag right now about that veteran we helped year before last that was in the dumps, and that fucking guy would probably be dead right now if a group of people, lots of supporting elements, didn't come in and help that fucker out in need, right? That's what we should be talking about.
Can we?
Not just, and we should be talking about it the same way. I'm not saying we need to brag and talk about it just nonstop. I'm just saying it should be felt like just as important and just as glorious to have brought all your fucking guys home as it is to be a fucking veteran and save another veteran's life and not talk shit about it, not hate on what they're doing to stay alive, not hate on what they're doing to keep their fucking self balanced out and mentally okay. I didn't even say healthy. I said okay. Anyway, I'm done.
You're not.
I'm not.
You're not. You're not. Because are we? We're
No,
not.
Never done.
No. That's not what I mean. Are we doing that though? We're not. Instead, it's how am I supposed to connect with another veteran in downward facing dog? I can't go
No,
to.
you don't fucking need to. Why are you worried about connecting with that dude? That dude's fucking doing his thing. And
He-
like, why? Like,
He don't want to hear your war stories, bro.
No.
Yeah, he doesn't want to sit at a bar with you.
He's trying not to have a war story in his fucking head.
Yeah,
Maybe he's trying not to kick his dog and be a fucking raging asshole stomping around his house drunk. So maybe he's downward dogging because he doesn't want to be an asshole. Who would have known? It's a real thing. Some of us don't want to be assholes all the time.
No. And I'm not. Yeah, I'm not doing downward dog to forget, man. I'm doing downward dog to connect with me. I'm doing downward dog to connect with my wife later and my kids later. I'm doing downward dog to not pass everything to not pass everything I did in Iraq and afterwards down to my children. That's why I'm doing downward dog. I'm not having a beer with you at a bar because I want to connect with you. I mean, yes, that's an important part of it, but bro, this is not why I'm sitting here with you. You know, I mean, how he did not.
But then
grasp
also,
that.
at no given moment was I like not willing to connect over a beer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Dude, look,
I was having a fucking beer.
we're gonna have it.
an alcoholic, but it doesn't.
Which,
but
by the way, that looks fucking delicious. By the way,
it was pretty good.
was
Thank
it?
God I have a fucking sugar.
My cokes,
I wouldn't.
my
I don't
cokes were
fucking
free.
buy $8. But it would have been like this. It would have been like, wait, it's $8 in a beer. How much is a Bud Light? $3. Well, I'll take one. I don't want one of those. I'll fucking go. I'll go thirsty, bro.
It looked good. Sandy even asked about it. She
It
was
was
like,
pretty good.
"Where do you get that from?"
It was pretty good. I only have like 2 a year, and it'll be a situation like that. Oh, do they have one? Oh, they have one of those.
I've never seen the. I grab the appeal.
There's not,
Yeah, it's not
but when there is, it's like that moment.
time to toast.
It's 4th of July, and I'm hanging out with some buddies, and one of them also doesn't drink. He's like, "Hey, I got some A beers home there," and I'm like, "I'll have a beer." And usually 3/4 of the way through, I'm like, done. But
Hang on. I'm gonna. What does Michael King say? I hear so many people say things like, "I'm an asshole," and I'm not an asshole. I've had people lift me up, so I do my best to do the same for everyone I interact with. Michael King,
Yes.
you're the fucking example, dude. You
Thank
have
you, sir.
nothing to explain.
no,
Michael King, you are the example.
But
So don't
him
explain
explaining
shit.
where he is mentally sometimes
Yep.
gives light to others. Like I've had to the last few years, I've had to reshape my thinking on so many different things because here's the problem. I'm being an asshole judging this other asshole for judging veterans being a dick to him.
There we are. Yeah.
There we are.
We are dicks.
See, the problem is we don't identify our own fuck ups.
Yep.
It's okay to be a fuck up where none of us are 100% perfect, but we have to fucking accept ours and know and have the knowledge and education to fucking be able to identify it on our own.
This is why I keep
So,
you around.
Yeah, I'm being a dick by fucking hating on this guy. But I used to be that guy, so I guess I just made it one step further. I'm hating on less people.
Hello, Dana
You know?
Miller. We love you too. Yeah, you're exactly right. Here I am.
But I did the exact same thing.
You're right. You're right. I know I'm doing the same thing. I'm a dick.
I used to really go off about, and you hear this, veterans in struggle. I used to be pretty hard on this. You guys haven't heard that part. Probably the first 10 years. I was rough, bro.
What do you
Like,
mean?
what the fuck is your problem? Get your head out of your ass, man up a little bit, act like a fucking soldier, fucking drive, go fix it. And it's not that easy when all of a sudden you're in, you know? And it's sad that we only show that compassion and we only come to that understanding when all of a sudden we're sitting in the same fucking hole.
Isn't it a little bit of hi, Betsy? By the way, please participate in the conversation. As well. You're muted though. Don't unmute yourself if you're able to.
Fantastic. Yep, I'm on.
You're allowed to participate in the conversation. And by the way, I love your shirt.
Officially introduce you.
Yeah, but please participate in the conversation as well. But that's accountability, and that's what Coach JP talks about. Is we as veterans have to hold ourselves and each other accountable as well. And so that's what
We've said is the number one thing that me and JP I love about it. It isn't about holding somebody else accountable. Quit fucking worrying about somebody else. Hold yourself accountable.
Agreed.
We are a leadership-based organization, right? The military as a whole. I won't pick on branches. I won't make any branch jokes or anything. As a whole,
I'll get that for you.
we are not supposed to manage. bragging about your management skills make me want to throw up in my mouth. Okay, it's sickening. Fuck your management skills. Be a leader. That's what separates our organization from other corporate organizations, right? You don't have managers, you have leaders.
Leadership.
Okay? And that doesn't stop when your enlistment stops. The same thing relates with being a veteran and helping out your veteran brothers and yourself. Lead the way for your fucking self. Nobody's coming for you.
We say it all the time. No one's coming to help. No one is coming to help. You're exactly right. All we have is each other. And yeah, you're exactly right. And now I feel like a dick for the way
I know.
spoke
Isn't
to
that
guy
fucked?
last night. I know.
Because no matter when we stop and look at the situation for a minute, what we did it for what, 15 minutes there? I called you fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Sitting there judging the way he's dealing with his.
We did the same thing. I'm a bad person. Man, my prayers are going to suck tonight.
Where's our fucking firing squad?
I know. Betsy from Objective Zero. I have waited so long to get you on the show. I'm so glad you are here. Welcome to From the Ashes on About Face Media. We are so glad you are here.
Thank you guys so much for the opportunity to share Objective Zero, and kind of along the lines of what you're talking about. I have an app for that. So talking about accountability.
Yes, you do.
It's been so long. Like I went to the day of the show. I was refreshing, go through, the nonprofit of the company, whoever's coming on, like researched a little bit. So I'm up to date. And I went to pull it up and it was already pulled up. And I looked and I pulled it up like 3 months ago. I was like, Jesus. We watched you guys for minutes.
Betsy, so some of our listeners, I know what Objective Zero is because I'm a huge fan and I use it all the time. It's an amazing app. Some of our listeners might not be completely familiar yet with what it is that Objective Zero does. Let's start at the beginning. Are you a veteran yourself?
I am not. I'm a military spouse. My husband is active duty Army.
We love you folks even more. We love the
Now
supporters.
the range jokes are getting good.
Exactly.
Good one, bro.
She is. We love everything about it. Love it. To say nothing of her book collection behind her. That's fucking banging right there.
Yeah, that's mostly not. All war books basically.
Oh, I thought they were comic books. All right, well that's still cool. We're cool with it. What do you call it? Well, thank you for your support of your husband. We love that. But Objective Zero, tell us about Objective Zero, where this came from and how this got started and why is it so awesome and all that stuff.
So I am one of 6 co-founders of Objective Zero. The other 4 of them were current active serving or veterans, and then we had another family member of a veteran. But it was about 2014, one of the soldiers that my husband served with, Justin Miller, they had served together at Fort Carson, was struggling with his transition out of the Army, and luckily was posting over social media that he was struggling. And my husband, Chris, reached out to Justin and got him on the phone, and the 2 of them spoke on the phone for over 6 hours. And, Chris just listened to Justin about what he was going through. Justin had said, Chris would ask if he was thinking about suicide. And Justin said, had his weapon been loaded the night before, they wouldn't be talking. He didn't want to load his weapon and wake his wife and start answering questions. And Justin did all the right things. He called the VA, reached out for help, said, I'm suicidal. And they put him on hold and made him an appointment to be seen 2 days later. So luckily, Chris intervened in that. And so, we know that those stories between Justin and Chris, aren't, there's so many of them. And actually on this day, 15 years ago, another service member that served alongside Justin and Chris was Staff Sergeant Thaddeus Montgomery. He took his life serving in Afghanistan 15 years ago on this day. And so, the problem just wasn't going away. And so Chris and Justin and some of the people that, serve alongside with them, we had this idea of, how can we take this call and replicate it at scale? What could we do? And so Chris came up with the idea of creating the app. And so that's where it sprung from, the Objective Zero app. It's created for service members, veterans, family members, and caregivers to get connected to on-demand peer support through text, voice, and video chat. And I think what really is cool about the Objective Zero app is unlike when you call a crisis hotline or text line or warm line, you can filter through our network of peer support and pathfinders to find someone most like you. For those that have served, that same branch, same military occupational specialty, where you've been deployed to, what units you've served in, just to create and make and continue meaningful bonds. So when you're struggling, whether that's at the moment of crisis, or you're just having a bad day and need to talk it out and vent, we have that available to anyone that served.
I love it.
It's
Like really, really, really like it.
it's amazing.
So one of the things is that the people obviously is comprised of a bunch of veterans that are the other side of it. When I was going to your website, it looks like you guys do some sort of training for them also. So they're not
We
just
do. We
they're
have
not just Seth can't just go, hey, put me on the line.
I'm
Let me be
good.
the first one.
No, we do
I'm
have
talking about
training.
that.
We have absolutely. We have a different tiers of training. So we have the Operation VA Saves, kind of that baseline training, but we have over 20 hours of suicide prevention, understanding different military cultures so you can understand different branches, how to talk to a veteran, how to coach someone into care. We have some Objective Zero specific training on how to use the app, active listening, empathetic listening. And then we work with Strong Start Institute out of University of Texas, and they actually have live virtual training on crisis response plan, which we call bad day plans, or lethal means safety training as well. So there are tons of options. Most of it is virtual, go at your own pace, but really tries to prepare you for connecting with another veteran or another service member. And then one of the new things that we implemented not too long ago was called a sandbox. And so in the app, we have some personas that you can take your training and use it in a safe, risk-free environment, and built on AI and practice. Or if you're trying to practice, trying to chat with someone in your life that's struggling, you don't know how to start that conversation. Just one more way to train and get people prepared for those calls and texts.
Absolutely amazing. Betsy, you guys are crushing it. Very, very, very well done. I've been on Objective Zero. How old is the app now? Because I've been on Objective Zero for a couple of years now at this point, I believe.
Since 2017. So we're going on about a little over 7 years now.
Yeah. Do you know how many volunteers you have on the other end of
That was
that?
my next question.
Sorry, man. I'm going to step on toes.
That's perfect.
What's my hetero life mate? I apologize.
We're at 2,700 volunteers. They're in all 50 states and in 26 countries.
2,700, not 27.
2,700.
That's amazing. Look at you. That is absolutely
That's awesome.
amazing. Yeah. So 2 weeks ago, he and I sat in our alternate headquarters, Waffle House, and talked about what we wanted the coming year to look like and what,
With our friend Diamond.
yeah, with our friend, she's awesome. And, talking about how one of the part of the conversation we had is, clearly we're losing the war on veteran suicide. What we're doing right now between the Department of Veterans Affairs, there are 44,000 veteran nonprofits in our nation, all aimed at stopping veterans from taking their lives. And we're losing this war. It's not working. You're doing it right. You're innovative. You're doing it right. This is the kind of innovation that we need to stop what's happening right now. Well done to you. I can't give you the highest praise that you deserve. Well done.
I think the really great thing about technology is we can reach people where they are. So if they are in, the middle of North Dakota, or they're forward deployed to, their Poland training, we've got people using it all over the world. And because we have so many volunteers, it sustains us. We are a team of 2.5. We've got 2 full-time employees, 1 full-time, and the rest are our volunteers. And that's really the way that we keep going. We don't charge anyone to use it. We don't charge anyone to train it. Like, all of the donations we've got coming in is going into the development of the app, making it better and finding new ways to use technology to get people connected to a peer or to a resource, a tool that can help them with whatever they're dealing with.
I was about to say, I am the epitome of generationally not transitioning very well over to But something me and Rob have talked about a lot is
No lies.
you know, the accessibility is needed, but also like the way it was done 20 years ago, which is kind of how we've been programmed and taught how to be a veteran, isn't really functional anymore. Like just going to the VFW and sitting in this bar and getting drunk like this. That's the only thing I think of right away. But today's veteran is younger than us.
Mm-hmm.
There's who was I talking to? I talked to this guy, and he was telling me about, we all talk about, well, where were you, in your military career or getting in or whatever for September 11th. He's like, I had a soldier who wasn't wanted for it. I'm like, wasn't crap. So the generation of what we're going into is the app person. It is the guy that isn't just sitting at the bar, and so that the accessibility is awesome, and the VA sucks. So the story of Justin is perfect. Like I've been to the VA before. I've shared this like 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I went in for the first time with like struggling with some things. Got a great counselor. I waited 6 weeks to do my in-processing.
Mm-hmm.
After I did my in-processing, I had to wait, I think, another 4 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks to get my counselor. I got a great counselor. I really liked it. I had nothing bad to say about it. Later, we talked. Our second meeting was the next week, and she goes, Seth, fuck the VA. I quit. So you got to find somebody new. She didn't say it exactly like that.
That's what you heard.
That's what I heard. And that's basically what she said. She's like, look, I have other things than this, She wasn't a big fan of the VA either. So she got out. No hatred towards her. She's great. So now what happens? The old fucking, veteran Seth.
Crusty ass Seth.
Start the process over again. So they gave me an appointment for fucking 5 or 6 weeks out again to do an in-processing for a new therapist. So now we're how many fucking months away from the day I went in and said, hey, I need some help with something.
Now, if you'd had an Executive Zero on your phone,
I could have hit now.
Press the button.
And I trust a fucking another veteran to help me out.
Yep.
Not fucking push me off for 5 weeks or not to hand me off to somebody else a whole lot more than somebody else.
Yeah, what is the turnaround time? He's making an excellent point, Betsy. What is the turnaround time? If I press play, I need to talk to somebody. What's the usual turnaround time before I hear back from somebody?
Immediate.
God, I love you.
Immediately. So that's one of the really great things is because we have so many volunteers available. So you have the ability to connect with, you can filter through and find someone and connect, or you can, we call it the bat signal, and push one button. And the first person to take that call or that text is, and we, on the back end, we use filtering as well. So the
are you seeing all the lights and the hearts going up right now?
People like you.
Yeah, it's so important to get that connection, and we want to make sure that we're making meaningful connections. So for us, it is immediate when you're able to connect with someone.
Yeah, to say the least. I worked as for my first year out of the Army, I worked as a paramedic in the VA ER, and I had a buddy walk in, and he's like, "Hey man, I need to talk to somebody." I put my arm around him. We walked up to the 3rd floor, and they're like, "Hey, we've got an appointment for you 3 months from now." So yeah, what you're doing right now is imperative for what the veteran community needs. Yeah, we were laughing, but fuck, it's awful.
I looked at Joe and laughed because
it's awful. It's absolutely awful. Are you a nonprofit?
We are a nonprofit, yes.
Fuck yeah, that's the kind of shit I like to hear. I assure you that our listeners, look, see, we got this right here. We got this right here. We want to get.
I was going to say
right
she's
here.
ours this week.
Yep, she is ours.
We didn't have somebody already, so we could pick somebody. Me and Rob out of our pocket a couple bucks every fucking week, just to. What is it for?
What is it? Our nonprofit of the week?
Yeah. Why do we do that?
Why do we do that?
Fucking leadership.
Exactly.
You can't just have a show and tell people this is a great organization that do great things. So we pick one every week, and
we're gonna throw some money at you, and so are our listeners.
Usually it's not our guests. It's somebody else.
I know, right? How can our listeners and how can About Face Media support what you do?
I think there are 3 different ways that anyone can support Objective Zero. The first is be a champion for us. Share this with the veterans in your life that can benefit from peer support or can benefit from volunteering. Connect us to people in your own networks that want to support. That can be fellow nonprofits. We have a variety of resources within the app as well. So, if you can't get an appointment with the VA, we work with some other nonprofits to get free or low-cost mental health services, get you connected to those. And then you can contribute. That can be your resources, that can be your money, that can be your time. We're always looking for dedicated volunteers that want to support our organization in different ways. For us, it really is working on outreach. We have this fantastic platform, but if people don't know that we exist, we can't help them. And so for us, it really is, share this with the people. Where the app is free to download. It's free to use. It can be accessed on Google Play or the App Store. You can go to objectivezero.org and learn more about everything we do as well. So that's just a couple of ways that I believe anyone can support us.
And I'm assuming that you've got a store somewhere on that website where we can buy like T-shirts and a giant flag to put behind us, and
we did.
Stuff.
It's currently offline because we're making some new designs, but so hopefully soon we will have it back up again. But we'll definitely get some stuff set your way.
Oh, look at Michael King.
Yeah.
Michael King is throwing it down. Mike, I love when you listen to the show, man. You always make me happy. What does the future look like for Objective Zero? What are our next steps?
So we're actually using technology for more technology for good. We're trying to identify ways that we can help people on a day-to-day basis, and using AI to push resources to those service members or veterans that are reaching out that maybe don't want to talk to a peer but need some support. We can push some resources to them. We can use technology to better support pathfinders in those communications between the veterans that we're reaching out to. But we recently just added in some new tools. Within the app, if maybe you don't want to connect with a peer, but you want to work on your mental health, your wellness, you can connect. There's a journaling feature, there's a mood journal, a symptom tracker, and an energy tracker. So you can kind of see how you're doing on a day-to-day basis. And so we're trying to improve some of those tools as we speak to make it a little bit more user-friendly and add in additional tools. So another way people can help is if they download the app and have suggestions on better ways that we can support you. We are super nimble and can get things integrated pretty quick. So we take feedback very seriously and implement it as quick as we can to make it better.
And she is awesome. Oh, God,
Is your husband as awesome as you are? I mean, he's an amazing husband.
Yeah,
I mean, one's beauty, one's the brains. I might be the brains.
Oh, so he's extremely attractive, is what you're telling us?
That's right.
Speaking of that, I'm sure you've listened to the show 1,000 times and you already know what's about to come, but we've come to that point. We try to be as respectful of your time as possible. I'm going to hand you off to my hetero life mate here for the outgoing instructions.
And I will say, first and foremost, thank you for being on the show, and thank you for doing what you're doing. Now it's your time. We give you about 2 minutes. Anything you want to talk about, we didn't talk about. Anything you want to say, I don't care if it's, fuck this cold Colorado weather. I don't care what it is. You get about 2 minutes. We'll try our best not to interrupt, but have fun. Time is yours.
One of the things that Objective Zero is really trying to do is break down that stigma and the barriers to seeking help. And with the Objective Zero, it's anonymous. You can share as much or as little information as you want. We have a lot of active duty service members that are reaching out, and they don't want to provide that information because they're afraid that it's going to affect them getting kicked out of the military, affecting their security clearance. And so just wanted to let anyone that's listening know that it is anonymous. You don't have to, as much as or little information as you want to share. Second thing, as a military spouse, I know how important family members are to being a part of the solution. And so Objective Zero was initially going to be just for service members and veterans, but someone like me, like a military spouse, can help a fellow military spouse much better than I can a veteran. And so know that this platform is open to service members, the spouses, partners of, while they were serving or after, family members and caregivers to get that support as well. And we often help the families of service members, help coach them into care, or veterans, and get them the support that they need. And then finally, I think that the biggest thing is if you're struggling, reach out. Don't you're not a burden to others. Like, let us help carry the load. So if it's, connecting to a perfect stranger on the Objective Zero app, that's exactly what we're here. We're here to listen. We're not going to judge you. It really is a really great place to reach out and get support. And finally, I'll just say, do those buddy checks all the time. Those buddy checks might be good for that person you're reaching out to, but they might be just as good for you. I don't know how many times I've reached out to someone because I haven't talked to them for a while, and it was just as cathartic as, for them as it was for me. So I just want to say thank you for having me on the show and sharing Objective Zero. It was really great to talk to y'all. And just want to say thanks. I think that was less than 2 minutes.
You just demonstrated you're a terrible judge of character, but thank you for being on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking with Betsy with Objective Zero. If you have not already, go to your app store, whatever you're Googling or you're app storing or Apple iPhoning, and download Objective Zero. Once you've downloaded it, create an account, do your whole thing and whatnot. And hey, make a donation. We would really appreciate if you would support this. This is extremely important to us and makes it very important to our community as well. Betsy, we can't thank you enough for being a part of the show. We really, really appreciate your time. Please give your husband a high five and a hug for us. We really appreciate his service to our nation.
Hell yeah. Fucking go Army.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a great rest of your evening, and thanks a lot for being a part of the show.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that interview was brought to you by Combat Flip Flops. Please go to Combat Flip Flops. Use the code No, you're right. Use the code ABOUTFACE. You're going to get 15% off of your order. You're going to get 30% off your order. It's exactly why we have him.
This is your
This is going to be you. Go to Combat Flip Flops, enter your order. You're going to get 30% off your order. We're going to get 15% of that. And you're supporting us and you're helping us to put producers on the air and buy microphones and headphones.
Probably wouldn't have missed our first commercial, time hack.
Like we were supposed to. I suck so much at this. This is why you're here, dude.
I gotta go back to the guest.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Who was fucking really great?
Her?
Besides her, what she does, her fucking husband fucking walking on water, all that. You're just fucking great.
What? Go. Hang on a second. Oh. Sounds like we're having a security breach upstairs, so Seth's gonna handle that. Here, sit your ass down, man. Get your ass in the chair. Yeah, grab the headphones, put them on, man. Good. Sounds like you got his ass fired. Now you gotta figure out how the headphones work and shit.
Little midget head.
Let's see if you can get the microphone in front of your face like he did. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Our soon-to-be new producer, provided we choose to. Aaron, he chooses to take it. You're gonna have to get really close to that mic.
Oh man, that's why.
Do you not listen to Rogan?
I do.
You got to get that shit like I'm not saying deep throat, but it's pretty close. Joe Allen, Allie, Joe.
Hi.
You're about to Allie. This is about to be our new producer.
Oh, hello, welcome. Are they paying you like they pay me?
Yes. We doubled his salary.
You did. Congratulations. Can I borrow those knee pads?
You want your seat back, sugar? All right, Allie. How's your day?
Good.
Yeah. Hey, sounds like based on work, I might be connecting with you at a few of your BSO conferences.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So kind of
Which one?
I don't know yet. They haven't told me, so I'll be attending a few BSO in the future.
Oh, okay. Like in Massachusetts?
What? Depends on where they are. They're going to be sending me to a few of them. So
I don't know if
Okay.
you arrange
All
everything
right.
and stuff.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Will it?
Do you guys like my new library?
I do. I very much do. What happened? Did you
That looks like
You
an
just
educated
moved?
person's library.
well, she is the smartest one on the show. So. Are,
Yeah.
are you trying to break that?
No.
I got to spend $11 on another one, so I'm gonna have to get two.
Watch him get you. He'll get you a taller one.
I absolutely.
Like size balloons on this shit.
You guys are like off the rails tonight. Like, are you guys okay?
It could go either direction. Depends on the moment, you know.
We had fun together this week.
Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah, it's been a long week.
Yeah, you should text him. I
She's
wanna hear all
Robin said
about
I've
it.
been hanging out too much. I have too much material.
So what we decide? Did we decide filet mignon or braised short ribs?
No, filet mignon.
Nice,
Yeah.
delicious,
Yeah.
delicious.
Barrel cut filet mignon with
kind of like our
hold on,
clothing.
hold on a sec. Barrel cut filet mignon with truffle demi glaze over caramelized shallot and Parmesan mashed potato.
I have been described as a demi glaze. Nice.
That's
I've been
one
described
of the
as a
entrees,
demi-god.
and then there's so much food. Yeah, we had a good time this week.
Joe did everyone over here laughing at me.
Glad them Ranger pays got an elastic base. All right, Allie, let's talk this one through a little bit. One of the hot topics I get asked about constantly lately is exposure exams. Are you hearing about this?
Yeah, it's called
Is that where
Terra.
you expose yourself?
Well, the other type of exposure exams. I'm glad you added that. Military exposure exams.
Yeah, so it's Terra, TERA, Toxic Exposure Risk Assessment.
Okay, cool. And
So
yeah.
it's not just, so thanks to the PACT Act, Terra is now a thing. And it's not just for burn pits downrange. What
Correct.
it does is they will look at your MOS and see if there are any MOS specific toxins, like firefighters in the AFFF foam, aviation mechanics and jet fuel, or pipe fitters and asbestos and all that stuff, right? So they will look at your MOS, what your MOS job is, and they will concede toxic exposure. And then they will look at your symptoms and your diseases and see if any of your symptoms or any of your diagnosed diseases are presumptive because of your exposure to toxins.
So, one of our friends just recently got married, and me and my hetero life mate here are hanging out at a bachelor party, and one of our friends,
That was a hell of a bachelor party.
it was actually, I had a really good time. What do you call it? Navy guy. He's like, hey, 5 years ago, I put in, because I have eczema from all the time that I'm working on airplanes, and I'm getting this fuel and all these petroleum products all over my hands. We didn't wear rubber gloves at the time. We didn't know about wearing rubber gloves. This is early 90s and whatnot. And now I have eczema on my hands, and my hands crack and bleed. And I put in for it, 8 years ago, and I got denied. Now I'm hearing that I can put in for it again because I was exposed to all these chemicals. Is that a thing now? And I'm like, yes, you absolutely should.
Yes. However, I'm not super well versed in eczema because I have a million other diseases that I read. But isn't eczema kind of
Okay.
hereditary?
Hereditary? Not that
Yeah, like if
I
you
I don't know. I have no idea.
disclosure. I know a cunt hair, not a lot. From what I understand, it can be genetic, but it can also be also come on
environmental.
autoimmune, like a shock to your system causing autoimmune, which could cause.
Yeah. So
Like-
if he can prove that it's environmental and exposure, the constant exposure to the solvents and the fuel and the oil were part of his job, then he should absolutely do what's called a 0995. He cannot do a 526 EZ because it's already been denied, and nothing denied goes on a 526 EZ. So what he needs to do is get on va.gov, do a supplemental claim, and do a 0995, and he's going to put eczema, and he's going to write /PACT Act and the year that it was denied. So like 8 years ago, put the date of denial, and it's supposed to be on his letter. But I also need to know why he was denied. So he should absolutely read the letter. So if he, let's say, like he knew he had eczema, but he's never got it clinically diagnosed, that could be a reason for denial. So he should definitely read his letter and find out precisely why they denied him.
Okay. All right. He's listening right now, so that's good to know. And I will have a conversation with him as well. So real good dude, has definitely earned it. So continues to serve his country today. So
Yeah, and
that's
if he
good.
wants
Excellent.
to email me at work, then I have no problem taking a look at his claim and gutting him that way.
Oh, I like him, but not that much. I would never. put him in that.
He doesn't have access to Allie. Is that what
Yeah,
it is?
one of my best friends on the planet, but I'm certainly not putting him in contact with you. So no.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Is it because I
Lots of
like
friends,
him
I
more
won't-
than I like
I
you?
won't give anybody else's number to you.
Yeah.
No, and also don't tell them that we're friends.
Yeah. Roast. Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah,
love
I
him,
get
but not that
tons of messages, right? And I'm like, and they're like, hey, Allie, and I'm like, apologies, this number isn't in my phone. Oh, I was recommended to you by so and so, and I'm like, don't I specifically tell you assholes not to give out my personal cell phone number?
No.
Like I do tell you guys, don't give out my personal. Not that I don't want to help, but
No, you know
when
what's
I'm on
really
fucking
funny, though?
vacation or I'm on my honeymoon or I'm on a Sunday or in church and shit, I don't want to have to be like, call me Monday. I don't like
Yeah.
doing that.
I just thought of something.
Huh?
This dates back a while, but I'm the one that got this weird number text one time. Like, who the fuck is this? It was Allie. You've done it to me, but I haven't done it to you.
You don't have my number saved? It's
No,
it's
I
an
do.
Oklahoma
I
number.
did it like 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Oh yeah. Because I
I got
remember.
this- I remember the text. It was a funny fucking text. She's like,
I'm in the bathtub. Who the fuck is this?
what is going on?
I'm gonna have to look because I don't remember what I sent now.
I did. It had to do
Was
with
it,
your
was
best
it a
friend.
dick pic?
No, it was. I don't. Why did you? Never mind. It was about Rob's best friend.
Oh, that's so awesome.
I would say your best friend.
I'm gonna have to look. Was it on the three-way chat that you and I have
Who
going
is
on? Or
Rob's
is it?
best friend of all time.
Yeah. But
He brought all of us together.
I'm lightheaded now.
yes, no, I got it. But did I
That
send it
fucking
to you
motherfucker.
or did I send it in the group chat that we have going on?
No, I think it was just me.
Okay, I'm looking.
I'm a little dizzy now. That's awesome.
Watch,
Anything-
funny, she keeps texting us and
No.
back. I do some deleting history.
Oh, I know.
November 13th, 2022. You sent me your email. And then on December 6th, I said, hey, bro. And then you said, send me your address. And I gave it to you.
we've been
That's a
partying.
different that's a different conversation.
We've been partying together for
That's
that
not-
long.
Yeah,
That's a long
2022.
party.
Isn't that
Holy shit
crazy?
nuggets. What? We got anything
We're
else?
old.
Not me. It's in my fucking
Alan, you
prime.
better stay
No,
around
so
for
I've
17
known,
years.
I've
I need
been
extra
with you,
witnesses.
Rob, longer than I've been with Seth because your friend
Yeah.
brought us together.
Yeah, we have 2 years before that. Thanks. Appreciate that reminder.
Yeah.
Stubbed my toe yesterday too. Should we talk about that shit?
Yeah. I come in
Remember
peace.
you blew out your
Listen, I found it.
You guys.
I come in peace and wanted to share this so you know I never lied. Allie, you are a fantastic person. That's true. And I didn't want to carry this drama baggage into the following year. Keep empowering veterans because you are amazing at it. That's true. And I'm sorry you got involved with this drama. I hope it didn't affect your life as it did mine. I'm sure you didn't need this on top of the stuff you're already dealing with. Feel free to call or email me if you have any questions. And I ended it at that.
Look at us. We're one big dysfunctional fucking family.
Yeah. Wow, that was
Literally.
2022. Holy shit, you guys.
Look at us now, 3 years later, still completely all fucked.
Allie, so did you hear that we are bringing a producer on board?
Yeah, I met him. The guy with the
Oh.
beard.
The guy with the beard.
Joe, right?
Gonna have to be a lot more specific.
His name's Joe.
Yeah, but listen, not just that. We brought a Marine on.
Mhm.
What happened?
It's a Marine.
Oh,
It's one of those department.
Look at her face.
So,
Oh, does he know he's a Marine? I mean,
is he a smart Marine?
well,
I mean-
he's coming to help us with tech stuff. So
I
I
mean,
know. Well, that says a lot about us.
Oh. yeah. Yeah. Rob, I know you were a medic, but Seth, I don't think I know what the fuck you did.
Well, if there was one MLS in the fucking world,
He's a
that I
bird.
would be. What is it?
An 11 Bravo.
Fucking 11 Bang Bang.
Burden to the
The
army.
only motherfucker in the army. The rest of you in my support.
Yeah.
Arrogance of the infantryman fucking flows freely through my veins.
But I can't see you as an infantryman. I always thought you were smarter than that.
I was never.
Oh my god.
Well, I mean, you married
your
your
wife
wife.
for a minute. I had to go do line time. So as a D5,
How long did that last?
it was interesting.
4 months. I was an S3 for 3 months.
I spent half my time deployed on the line, and then half it was. But half it was fucking on the line. But you know what's cool is I got
Snatching souls.
the fucking platoon I got. They put me in. They cracked me up and they're like, "You got line time." What the fuck? And they're like, "You're gonna go to that platoon." I was like, "You did not send me to the platoon where my best friends are." And they did. My fucking room. They like sent me down the line. They're like a roommates platoon, like all my bros. It was great. Anyway, I'll shut up.
Hey, no, I mean, I had nothing but good time, but you got the wrong guy. I never had to, no, that's not true. I was a scout platoon medic, a mortar platoon medic. Yeah, that was about it. Yeah, I never had to be a line medic.
So at one point, you were the best medic in the entire unit.
Yeah.
Fucking scout platoon medics, always the best medic in the unit.
I had a good time. I had a great time with those guys. Loved them. Mortar platoon was a good time. Dropping mortars. I had a really good time dropping mortars.
Have you hung one? You hung one?
Oh yeah.
I just assumed.
Still got my
Hanging
pin.
fucking mortar is so much fun.
Still got my
Have
pin.
you hung a mortar?
Yeah, she has. Look at her. Yeah, so of course she
I
has.
know a bunch of infantry dudes that have not hung a fucking mortar.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, my pin sits on my
My
bed.
first
Have you hung one?
first duty station.
Really?
Dude, I'm telling you, more people have not than not. It's an odd. I've hung one or two. That was it. It's just with a couple of my buddies one time. Like, hey, you want to hang one? Yeah. Make sure you do this.
So when you go to the MLRS range at White Sands, because I got to do meta coverage for that one time, and I'm like, hey man, let me push the button. He's like, motherfucker, I don't get to push the button all that often. Multiple launch rockets.
Oh,
MLR, yeah.
Yeah, and they're like,
Oh,
I was in a
I don't get
maintenance
to push the
unit.
button.
We used to fix
Fuck
those.
you, you don't get to push the button. What Al?
I said we were in when I my first duty station, we were in a maintenance battalion, and we had MATO, and they used to fix the MLRSs. And across the street from us was a field artillery company. And my first duty station, right, I was 18, 19 years old. I was like so young. I'm like, man, everybody's so nice to me. Like, why is everybody so nice? Yeah, because I was fucking combo. Everybody wanted their computers up. They wanted their printers fixed. They wanted their internet, right? They wanted it. And I'm like, oh, that's why. Hey, come fix my radio. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the only
Can I
why
push the
people were
button?
nice to me. They wanted to.
No, you can't push the button. That's not happening, bro. I had a good time.
that's why S1. You ever fuck with your S1?
Not me.
Have you ever known anybody to fuck with their S1? I've known a couple. It didn't work out.
Yeah. Your leave's denied and lost. Ali, what do you got for the safety brief this week?
Safety. So if your car is frozen, if you have to park outside and your car is frozen, go inside, go boil some hot water and dump it on the windshield. And
Oh yeah, 100 out of 100 it works.
absolutely no more ice on the windshield.
It's fucking 1900s fucking ranch knowledge. Looks like Farmer's Almanac.
Are you fucking with our listeners right now?
Nope.
That's not cool,
Only the
dude.
dumb ones.
Joe, what do you got for the fucking safety brief this week, buddy? You got nothing? You have nothing for the safety brief. You're gonna have to have something. It's every week. You don't have to be prepared. Think of something.
You can have a dumb one.
It could be stupid.
Can't even think of one.
Wash your hands after you poop.
I'll give you a week, all right?
Yeah,
You're gonna get a pass.
This-
this week.
hey, it's
You knew
first week.
no, this is
Remember
coming.
when I was like on my first couple shows?
Yeah, and you're like, don't wear a sandpaper glove when beating your dick.
Oh. Come on, what's yours? I got a good one. I'm fucking knocking this shit out the park.
Go.
Go ahead.
Hey, we are in what they call it a polar vortex. It's just fucking winter here in Colorado. Make sure you have a well-maintained vehicle. Make sure you have everything that you need in your car. Pack an emergency kit. Your car's gonna break down. I'm sorry, Ali. Are we fucking boring you on the radio?
Yes,
show?
you are.
We'll try to make it a little more exciting. Holy shit nuggets.
Take your
Yeah.
shirt off.
Whoa.
I mean, okay.
She came on the show like, you guys are out of control. And she
Yeah, take your clothes off. Let's see some titties. What the hell?
Everybody knows that. You're the wild one on the show.
Yeah, no shit, man.
But yes, that's good advice. You have a blanket, have water, have some food.
Yeah, all of it. Pack yourself in
Don't
order.
think gas.
Yeah.
Good shoes on.
All your sugar tits. Let's go.
All right, guys. Be careful doing downward dog. It has a tendency to bring up those repressed homosexual tendencies of the Marines.
You fucking asshole.
All right. Allie, thank you for coming on. Have a great rest of your week. We'll see you next week, boss.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'll see you guys later.
Bye. Wow, dude, that's awesome.
A little bit of an inside joke.
Yeah, you had to be there. I'm glad you all weren't.
Oh, God.
That's awesome. All right, folks. The worst part of the show. We end every show with a segment we like to call Never Forgotten. We like to call it that, but hey, we like to remember somebody that our nation has lost, so that served our nation. So this one's a little bit personal. We have a regular listener. Her name is Heidi Roswell. So you know how when like you're a little fucked up teenager, age 14 through 18, and you're kind of a dick.
You mean 13?
Huh?
12, 11 through?
So when I was 14 years old, I was an asshole. Not like now when I'm 50 and I'm an asshole. When I was 14, I was a little shithead. And sitting around my parents' kitchen table, my dad had a friend, his name was Sidney Pitcher. And yeah, I was a little turd. And he's like, hey, you little asshole, you ever thought about being a volunteer fireman? And so I volunteered to my local fire department. And I met some of the best people I've ever met in my life. And people like Jake Boca, Tom Cromwell, Bill Burrett, Heidi Roswell, people that were true mentors in my life that really put me on a good path. And I met some people that really instilled patriotism in my life and just were good mentors to me in my life. One of those people who I didn't end up knowing very well, but I remember as in my youth, was a gentleman named Art Van Holtz. And I'm going to read his obituary, so bear with me for a few minutes here, folks. Art Van Holtz, age 83, of Southbury, passed away peacefully in his sleep on January 3rd, 2025. Loving husband to Judith Van Holtz. Art was born in Bridgeport on January 10, 1941. Following his education in the local school semester at the University of Bridgeport, served proudly in the United States Army from 1959 until honorably discharged in 1962. Art married the love of his life, Judy, in 1963. Soon after began their family. They had two beautiful children, Deborah and Douglas. At his time in the Army, his dedication to serving his community continued when he entered the Connecticut State Police Academy in 1963, graduated in criminal justice degree from the University of New Haven, went on to serve 25 years in the Connecticut State Police, retiring in the rank of sergeant. After retiring from the Connecticut State Police, Art took a role as a commander in the New Milford Police Department. Art's love for community and connection extended into other organizations such as the Southbury Fire Department for over 51 years. The Masonic Lodge, entering as a teen and as a Boy Scout leader for many years in the Southbury Troop 60. Ladies and gentlemen, those are the people that are the pillars in your community. Please people like Art Van Holtz. And just as an aside, Judy, Art's wife, died a few days after he did. So tonight, when you're dropping to your knees and saying your prayers, please keep Art Van Holtz and his family in your prayers. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our show for this evening. Thank you for listening to From the Ashes on About Face Media. We really appreciate you listening. Please go make a donation to Objective Zero. Help us buy some headphones and a microphone for our soon-to-be incoming producer, we hope. Thanks a lot for listening. Have a great rest of your night. We're going to make room for PTSD and pageants. Have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you next week. Have a great week. Bye.